The Election Secretariat says that official polling cards will be handed over to the Postal Department on the 20th of this month. Additional Elections Commissioner U. Amaradasa said that this will be carried out by the relevant district elections officers. He added that the distribution of polling cards is scheduled to conclude on the 31st of this month.
Post offices of relevant areas and districts will take up the task of distributing official polling cards after the 20th of this month. The 28th of this month will be considered as the date for the distribution of these polling cards. The 31st of this month is scheduled as the final day to distribute these cards. Polling cards will not be distributed thereafter. Therefore, those who did not receive their polling cards should collect their cards from a post office by proving their identity.
Meanwhile, the Election Secretariat added that authorities of organizations are legally bound to provide employees with leave to cast their ballots if permission is requested in writing. Speaking to Newsfirst, Additional Elections Commissioner U. Amaradasa had this to say.
A minimum of 4 hours leave should be granted to an employee by an employer in line with the relevant election laws, and the time period could be amended taking into consideration the distance between the polling centre and the residence of the employee. We have also informed all district officers that employers are legally bound to grant leave for a considerable period of time if the employee requests for leave in writing. Steps should also be taken to display a notice regarding the granting of leave upon request, and the leave should be considered as paid leave by the employer.
The Department of the Registration of Persons says that steps will be taken in the coming weeks to issue national identity cards for those who do not possess the same, ahead of the upcoming presidential polls.
We have received a total of 75,000 application forms by the 15th of this month. We are in the process of issuing ID cards for these applicants. We hope that we will be able to issue ID cards to applicants by the coming 5 to 6 days. We are trying our best to issue ID cards for those applications that we received after the 15th of December. We will issue temporary identity cards before the 8th of January if we are not able to issue these applicants with permanent ID cards.
Meanwhile, the expenditure details in the use of Sri Lanka Transport Board buses for a presidential election rally in Anuradhapura have been sought by the Election Secretariat. When News first inquired into this matter from the Election Secretary Mahinda Deshapriya, he noted that he had received invoices of buses taken on hire to the tune of 25 million rupees. Questions and allegations were raised in relation to the use of SLTB buses for a rally held in Anuradhapura by the UPFA. Chairperson of the SLTB, speaking to News First yesterday, said that the invoices will be handed over to the Elections Commissioner after the Elections Commissioner made inquiries in this regard from the SLTB. Moving on into more election-related news, a public rally of the Common Opposition was held in Alpitia yesterday.
A number of public representatives from the opposition were present for this rally.
All the sectors in the country have depleted. The morals of this country have been destroyed. The status of mothers and women have been tarnished by this government. This era is known for the increase in child molestation and female harassment. Massive destruction was caused by the government's Pradesha Sabha members, provincial councillors and the other higher ranks. There is no punishment for anything. Is there a law in the country? ඊට ඉහළ අය මොන තරම් මේ විනාශයන් කළාද ඒ කිසි දෙයකට දඬුවමක් නැහැ මේ රටේ නීතියක් තියෙනවද ජනතාවට කියන්නේ එකක් කරන්නේ එකක් දේශපාලනඥයෝද බෑ බොරු කියලා They say one thing to the people and do another. Politicians cannot lie and obtain votes. If they do not do what they promise, they must go home. This is a system that casts aside all your aspirations and hopes. We are opposed to this system.
දැන් බලන්න ක්‍රීඩාවටත් කොච්චර දේශපාලනීකරණය කරලා වෙලා තියෙනවද කියලා. මට පහුගිය දිනක
Sports too has been politicized. During the past few days, veteran sportsmen contacted me and said that they are being influenced to take part in the promotional campaign for the president's election campaign. Such a process destroyed the sportsmen in 2010. The World Cup is not far away and we condemn the operations of this government to put down the sportsmen mentally.
ක්‍රීඩකයන්ව විනාශ කරා. අද ලෝක කුසලානයක් ළඟ තියෙනකොට මේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ගේ මානසිකත්වය වටලා තමන්ගේ දේ කරගන්න මේ රජය කරන ක්‍රියාදාමය ගැන අපි පිළිකුලෙන් හෙලා දකින්න ඕනේ.
ජනතා විමුක්ති පෙරමුණෙන් අනිත් පැත්තෙන් අපේක්ෂකයෙක් කැඳවගෙන
He is hoping to bring in a candidate from the JVP and another from the TNA and another from a separate party and make this a battle. This was what he planned 2 years ago. Now the battle has started. The entire country is in accord with a common candidate who can provide a common leadership.
එයාගේ දැන් සටන හැබරිලා ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා. දැන් මුළු රටම අපි කාටත් පිළිගන්න පුළුවන් පොදු නායකත්වයට පොදු අපේක්ෂකයෙකුට මුළු රටම එකඟ වෙලා ඉවරයි.
I did lie saying that I will not go.
ඒකනේ මේක බල්ලවට කියනවා කියනවා.
I told not to take notice of what they said. They said, do not go with him and that I have a good character and a good name. The people of Sri Lanka respect you. So Rajitha, do not fall for that trap. He did not know that the others fell into my trap.
ඒ නිසා එක එකාගේ ඒවට අහු වෙන්නේ මේ පාරාජිත. මෙයා දන්නේ මට තමයි අනිත් කට්ටිය අහු වෙන්නේ.